So the guy that buys the bed frames from me gave me a call. Said he had a bunch of car parts that he'd been saving, planning on taking them into scrap, and then never got around to it. And well, he wants to get to work on his truck, and would I come down and pick the stuff up for him? So I said sure, and here's what I got to pick up. Looks like a nice load, so let's find out what we're dealing with. There's a nice car battery right there. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way real quick. And unfortunately, he wants to keep the tires and wheels. Those were, I think, Mercedes or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but he wanted to keep those, so those will not go with me. So this is actually kind of an interesting scrap for me. I've never done just pure car parts like this before. You know, I might find a shock or something like that on the side of the road, some rotors or something. But rarely have I found some of these things like doors. You don't find too many doors just sitting around and you know, for the bulk pickup kind of days. So this is going to be kind of interesting. I'm enjoying this so far. So there's two pieces of galvanized sheet metal and a radiator. So we'll set that radiator out of the way, and I'm going to check, see if it's leaking fluid. It's been in the truck for a while there, so I don't think it's going to be leaking fluid, but I want to make sure it's not leaking before I put it in the back seat. Otherwise, it'll have to go in the bed of the truck, and then I'll have to remember to not throw it out with the rest of the scrap. That sheet aluminum, that sheet steel there, that's pretty cool. Get just galvanized sheet steel. So, wow, this, I mean, it's interesting, the stuff that he's thrown in there. Look, there's another car door sitting there. Now this one I can see some of the wiring in the door, so we're gonna, oh wait a minute, what's that? There was a part, looks like it's aluminum, so we're gonna set that off to the side, and we're gonna grab my clippers, and we're gonna come back and get at some of the wiring that is exposed on this door. Hey, somebody tell the fat guy to get out of the way so you all can see what I'm doing. Good. Sorry about that. So I got the insulated copper wire from the door, and there's a doorknob. Not the car doorknob, but a doorknob from house. I guess he was just chucking stuff in the back. Anyway, y'all know those are good for brass sometimes, so we'll check that later on. So I'm fiddling with my Hero 3. It kept turning off for some reason, so I'm not quite sure. Sometimes just because the battery's a little bit older, it will do that, and I have to pull the battery, put it on the charger again. It's not that the battery it doesn't have any charge in it, but sometimes it just gets a little bit goofy like that. There's some nice shafts and such. So these look like the metal frames that the for sale signs get stuck to. So I don't know, maybe he was collecting those up. Just seems weird to have a whole bunch of those little signs laying around, the frames. And there's an old ladder. It was cracked, so not worth saving. Now, I'm not sure if you can tell just yet, but that red thing in the bed of the truck, it turns out that's the hood of a vehicle. And it's upside down, so it's full of water. So you're going to see me be really careful as I'm pulling stuff out, because I don't want to get all that mucky water splashed up on me. Kind of funny, you know, trying to be careful pulling it out and moving it around without splashing it. And here's a bucket of small metal bits. So that was pretty convenient. Just take that whole thing there. So the yellow thing is a dual head flood lamp. Those are actually pretty nice to find. The lamp part is cast aluminum, and then the frame is steel. It's got nice insulated copper wire, pretty good gauge on it. These are ending up in the scrap piles now because those lamps, boy, they get hot. I mean hot, and they use a lot of electricity. The newer LEDs can get you even more light and less energy consumption. So I'm seeing more and more of these old flood lamps start to show up. But you know, it's not bad for some cast aluminum and some shred and some insulated copper wire. so there's some cast aluminum, so we'll go ahead and sit that in the back seat. I know that some of you are thinking that, you know, the rotors and stuff is HMS, heavy melt steel. My yard does not separate HMS from regular shred unless you are bringing in just a pure full truckload of HMS, you know, like all rotors or something like that. So it's not worth it for me to try to separate them and store it up. I just don't have enough space to to get enough of it. So it just all goes into the shred for me. So there's a couple more doorknobs there. So put that brass in the back seat so it doesn't get mixed up with the shred. Oh, rats. Forgot I had to put the tires back in. Oh, I hate when I'm stupid. So I need to check with Willie about the automobile car seats. They don't like to take stuff that's got a whole lot of fluff, you know, like furniture, car seats and chairs and things. They don't mind a little bit. So anyway, I'm just going to check with Willie. I have to come back anyway. He's got another pile of steel that he showed me. So if Willie says the seat's okay, then we're good. And if not, that's fine too. Whatever I don't take, he's just going to take to the dump. So we'll see how that one plays out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get a line put over this and then take you all over to the yard and get this unloaded. That's a nice truck you got there, man. Well, I'm not exactly sure how to categorize this. It wasn't a street scrap. It wasn't a e-waste. Maybe throw it in with the specific item playlist? I'm not exactly sure. But you know what? I got a whole bunch of videos for you all to enjoy. Links are popping up here so you can find them. Make sure you give me that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button, the little red one in the lower right. And tell your friends so they can enjoy the Shark Scrapper as well. All right, let's see how we did for the payout. 520 pounds. You know, that's not bad, given that all I had to do was drive to the guy's place and pick it up. You know, I didn't have to go looking around for it. Anyway, that was at 4.75 cents a pound, what, 95 a ton, for a total of $24.70. Not too bad for a little bit of work.